8 figures moved with tense caution through the gloom of the jungle. The thick canopy of trees towered 80 feet above them, trapping air and wetness like a lid on a simmering pot, creating a thick fermented mist below. Where sunlight could find its way through the canopy, it looked like misty pillars of gold. The uninitiated were exhausted after 5 miles just from the effort of breathing. Sweating did nothing to cool them down because the high humidity kept sweat from evaporating. Dehydration could kill just as quickly as the scorpions, snakes, and spiders. The jungle was thick with the sounds of animals, monkeys, birds, frogs, bugs, all communicating over each other, making the rainforest anything but peaceful, and easily masking the sounds of approaching threats. The 8 figures moved in single file and stopped when the one in the lead brought up a clenched fist. The leader crouched as the other 7 did their best to move quietly into the nearby shadows. Sergeant Lori Wesson knelt alone. Her pale green eyes scanned the surroundings. Almost everything looked normal. Almost. The radio in her ear gave a short hiss. "What is it, Sergeant?" Her mic boom was nearly close enough to touch her lips, making her whispered voice easy to hear. "One of our tripwires has been set off. I'm checking it out." By confirmation, her radio hissed again. "Okay, squad, keep your eyes open. Wesson will recon." Wesson went forward a short distance, studying her surroundings, then stopped. With a final scan of the area, she bent down to examine the ground. "Staff Sergeant," whispered Wesson, "I got tracks." With a quiet grunt, Staff Sergeant Jack Tate shrugged off his combat pack, working his shoulders to ease the pain where the straps bit into his shoulders. Leaving the concealing shadows, he quietly joined Wesson. Tate took off his worn boonie cap as he knelt next to Wesson and examined the tracks she had found. The camouflage of his army combat uniform was faded and sweat-stained, but did the job of helping him blend into the surroundings. He opened his canteen and dribbled some water onto his boonie cap to cool his head, even though the relief was only temporary. He saw that the carpet of fallen leaves had been disturbed in a wide path that led into the trees ahead. Tracks were expected, but still, an unwelcome wrinkle. "What do you think? How long since they were here?" "A day, maybe 2, said Wesson. She scraped away some dirt, exposing damp soil below. "This topsoil is dried and it hasn't rained here for a few days." She pointed at a busy trail of fire ants. "You can see where these ants had to rebuild their path after it was disturbed." She moved up a few feet, then came back. "I can't give an exact number, but judging by the tracks, there's more than 5, less than 15. Sighing, Tate ran his fingers through his short, ash-blonde hair and keyed up his mic. "Team," he said, as he put on his cap and combat pack. "Line up on me. We've got signs of contact. 10 Victor mics plus or minus." The remaining 6 members gathered behind Tate. The radio man looked around anxiously. All of his gear had that just-out-of-the-box look, while the rest of the teams were worn and faded. He tapped the soldier in front of him, who looked over his shoulder slightly annoyed. "What?" "What's a Victor mic?" asked the radio man. The soldier frowned at him with disapproval but said nothing. "It's my first patrol," said the radio man apologetically. The soldier sighed in disgust. "Victor mic. Victus mortus. Latin for living and dead, stupid. Don't they teach you nothing at boot camp?" "You don't call them zombies?" asked the radio man. "Don't be such a noob," grumbled the soldier. "Nobody says that anymore. Victor mic, or Vix for short." "Hey, quiet back there," crackled Tate's voice over the radio. The soldier looked at the radio man like he was dirt. "Keep your hole shut, noob," said the soldier, and turned his back on him. Wesson took up the point position and waved the patrol forward into the shadows. After going a few miles further, the patrol came to a break in the jungle that opened up to a wide, flat landscape, dotted with small clusters of trees and tall brown grass. Half a mile ahead was a small village. Tate signaled the team to spread out and stay hidden in the tree line.